All right, guys, questions for Zay?
No questions ready? All right, cool.
Isaiah, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How about yourself?
Doing well, doing well. How was practice today? Just kind of generally, what's the mentality and I guess the psyche of the team and trying to bounce back from, I guess, Saturday's disappointing finish?
I mean, this is next play, next game mentality, it's ACC. I think this is one of the best conferences in the country. And at the end of the day, you can get beat at any night. You look at a record, you can't look at the team and say, they're 8-13 and we can kind of relax. So you got to continue to just take steps forward. Pitt is, they're a good team. They went and they beat Syracuse. So we have to continue to take them, one day at a time, prepare for them and make sure that when we come out, we play as hard as we possibly can, come out with a win and then do the same thing for the next game. So, we had a really good practice today, competed, made sure that we kept the energy high, and just pushed ourselves. And you got to continue to do that up until Wednesday.
Does the fact that they just beat the team that kind of destroyed you guys in the second half, does that help ignore the record a little bit, in terms of, this team is capable on any given night?
A little bit, but I think regardless of if we would have won that game or lost that game, you still got to treat them like you playing against a Duke or one of those top 5, top 25 teams in the country. You can't really, take any days off in this league. Anybody can be beat at any night, no matter if you're the one team and you come and play the 12th team, or you can get beat. So you got to continue to have the mentality. I mean, shoot, I've been in the position where you're that low team and I've beaten a Duke. So at the end of the day, I always tell the guys that you get beat any night. You just got to continue this work and stay positive and stay, confident and humble.
Isaiah, you've got a couple teammates this year that have been to the NCAA tournament and know the types of games they have to play down the stretch, like this time of the year, to get there. Do you see anything different that guys like Dallas and Man and those types of guys do in practice nowadays that stands out?
I mean, it's just a consistent level of they come in every day, like it's their job. You clock in, and once they step foot in the gym, they give it everything they got, and then they come back, and then they get to their school, they go to sleep, they wake up in the morning, and they do the same thing. This is a consistent thing. I mean, they always are at this high level in practice all the time, and that's what winning players do and winning teams do. And they all come from programs where they've been to the NCAA tournament. I mean, I talk to Dallas every single day about how is it, like, what's the experience like? Because I've never been there before, and I want to be there so badly, more than anybody knows. So, asking him questions and asking him how he prepares for it, how he did that, and we always talk all the time, and I think I'm starting to get the hang of it, and hopefully, God willing, we're going to be in that same shoes that he was before. So,
has he told you anything about it that has maybe surprised you, or maybe not been what you thought it would have been?
Nah, the only thing really, he was like, it's a different experience, especially when you're playing against in front of all those fans. I mean, most of the games are usually sold out, so the crowds are in there. Like he said, you can't hear anything. You got to really, and everybody's locked in. You're getting every team's best shot, no matter how many games they played. So you got to always be on your A game. And he just said the preparation is so much laser focus. I mean, you probably just turn your phone off for the whole weekend. That's probably what I would do. When you're in that moment, because that's all you want to do is win. So no distractions. I'd probably give my phone to my coach, like, here, take my phone. I don't want to even look at anything. I just want to win. So, yeah.
Even with a family as big as yours, you would give your phone away?
It's tough. I mean, obviously, I love my family, and they're at almost every single game. But I think they would have to understand. Listen, like, I love you guys, but it's time for me to get some wins. I'll see you guys after the game. So.
Isaiah, obviously you came back this season and decided to return to Wake Forest because you believed, in the possibility of what you guys could accomplish. When looking back, could you ever have imagined being, 17-5 overall and towards the top half of the ACC? Was this kind of, I guess, what you envisioned when you made that decision to return?
Of course. I mean, I think when I made the decision to come back, the only thing that was on my mind was winning, right? I mean, we hadn't really won any games a lot like that in the past couple of years. So, when Forbes came back and I decided to make the decision, like, that was the only thing on my mind. Obviously, you have the things in the individual things, but at the end of the day, those individual accolades don't get, accomplished unless you win games. I've never seen a player of the year on a last place team. Like, that's not possible. So, that's something that I was just, I wanted to win and make sure I made it to the NCAA tournament and made sure when I left here at Wake, like I was like a part of that team and one of the guys that people remember as he stuck it out. He grinded, he put everything for it and everything returned back in his favor. It's happening and I think it's going to continue to happen and, keeping a positive mentality and just coming in every day and giving it all I got on the court.
How has Isaiah's role changed from last year when there were, clearly limited offensive weapons to this year when you've got so many guys around you who can score and distribute the ball? What do you think about how your role has morphed and how you've kind of embraced that during the season?
The first thing is just simplifying it. When you have so many guys who can do so much, the simpler you make your game, the more effective and productive you'll be. I don't have to do too much, but at the same time, I still have to make plays time to time and do those things. But when you have guys around you who can do so much, it also raises your level of confidence. I feel like I've been playing the most confident I ever had since I've been here, and I've been so consistent. And it's a case. Those guys help me every single day. They push me. They tell me to shoot the ball. They tell me to go guard the best defender, and I take that challenge on every single day, and it's gotten me better. So. Attest to them. They help me with all the things I've been accomplishing, and there's so much more that we're going to be able to do.
Without having the burden of being the shot creator so much, has that really helped you hone in defensively this season?
For sure. Obviously you can still create shots, and I've had times in games like a Virginia game where I've had to create a shot. That is still in my game. But I've always been able to simplify. And then on the defensive end, I think I just took on that challenge this year, wanting to be the guy who can defend the best player every single game. I told Coach, listen, whoever the best player is on the wing, I'm guarding him. He was like, all right, cool. So, Buddy had a good game last time. The first game I shut him down and he got me back. He was like, listen, I owed you after the last game. So, next game going in the pit, I'm going to do the same thing, guard whoever the best player is and make sure I make it a tough night for them and continue to do that, going forward.
You're going to be defending the post against John Hughley?
I'm a help. Listen, I'm going to be in there helping. Obviously, when it's a big guy, I hand that over to Dallas, and he does his shot blocking and defensive abilities. But, come in there, try to help him out. If it's a switch, I'm gonna go in there and guard him. But on the perimeter, whoever the best perimeter is, I'm guarding that night. So.
Did you say it's impossible for a player on a last place team to win Player of the Year?
It's usually hard. It's not impossible. Obviously, if you're averaging 40 points a game or something ridiculous, everybody in the league is gonna obviously give it to you. But it's gonna be tough for a guy who's probably averaging 20 and is on a 17-5 team to give it to somebody who's on last place team with 3 wins and he got 40 points. I'm gonna give it to the guy who got 20 points on the winning team because shoot, you're winning games. So it's not impossible, but you're not really gonna get it. So.
I think Connor was about to play a trivia game with you.
He probably was. I was waiting for him to bring up some stat that he probably was looking at his computer right now about some guy who got MVP on the last place team, and then my whole entire quote was just going to be slashed out. So, but I say not impossible, but it's hard.
I would not do that to you. I would not do that to you. I was just going to educate you a little bit on Eric Green. I was going to give you the benefit of the doubt because you were probably about 12 years old when he won Player of the Year.
How much did he average?
That's the problem with Ken Pom. It doesn't have points per game, but he was scoring about 22 to 25 a game.
Yeah.
It was more a matter of the best teams in the league that year were that Miami team with Shane Larkin on it.
Yes.
Just they had 5 guys that could give you 20 and it was really balanced. Duke that year had a really balanced team, so you couldn't single out the best player on their teams to give it to.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. All right. That makes sense. Okay. I'll give that to one to you. You that's a good one. Okay. Other than Eric Green, I don't think anybody else has done it. So
no, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Good.
Thanks, Zay. Appreciate your time, man.
Of course. Thank you guys.
Thanks, Zay.